obviously such a disappointing result and performance the other night. How do you reflect on that? How can you get better against Indonesia?
Yeah, look, I think against Indonesia, it's a new game. It's a different game. We have to go in with a free head, and improvements always have to be made in all games, even when you win. I'd like to think this game we can be a bit more creative, a bit more brave offensively, and maybe take half a risk to possibly get the half opportunity for a goal.
I guess follow on from that. So obviously you're a ball playing centre back naturally. How keen are you to get involved with really making things happen? Because I think that's probably the main criticism of the team is not being as proactive as maybe you'd like to be.
Yeah, obviously that depends where Arnie chooses to play me, if he chooses to play me. If he plays me at right back, then it's a completely different scene for myself, maybe a bit more offensive, pushing forward and seeing what I can do down the wing or whipping balls in. Whereas if I'm playing as a central position, then I play how I feel like is the right way to play in that moment, depending on how teams come at you and press you, and then yeah, that's about it.
What I heard from Marco then was like you said you've not played a heap at right back in the past, Ale. Like how much have you played there and like are you going to be used there?
Yeah. Look, I have played there in the past, not at a professional level. In my professional career, I've only played in a back three anywhere and in a back two anywhere of the central defenders. But as a right back position, I did play actually in the youth team of Parma a few games when we had right backs missing. I can play that position. There's no problem for me. It's good fun. It gives me more freedom and gives me the opportunity to express my ability to go forward.
How much more assured are you when you're playing a centre back?
Look, I feel assured on any position that I play on the field. I think obviously being a centre back, you could say I've got more experience. I've more experience in that position. I know where to stand most of the time, stuff like that. Playing at right back, I don't feel less assured. I still got the same confidence playing in that position. Obviously, still got to get some experience. Maybe different scenarios always help. So the more games, more scenarios, more experience. So that's just it's purely a matter of time.
Anna, do you want to jump back in again, Marco? If you want to text Zappers, and we can ask on this side for you if you like, mate.
Yeah, Ale, clearly the team is under some pressure after the other day and you're going into a hostile environment too. How do you approach it? Is it backs to the wall? Do you embrace like words against them? How do you think about it?
Yeah, look, I was asked this also a few days ago. I think these hostile environments, what the media keeps saying, I think it should only fire you on. I don't think it's hostile. I think it should be energy to fuel your fire. It should get you going, or at least to myself, it pumps me up, makes me want to even win a bit more to go against all these fans who could be cheering against you, just to prove them wrong and to really show them, look, 70,000, you don't make a difference to how I play.
You said before about like big creative. How keen are you, especially some of the boys you're playing in big clubs, big leagues, to show what you can do in terms of creativity on the ball, to create those chances, to be more constructive with the ball that maybe we saw the other night?
Yeah, look, we have a lot of creative players who are able to do that. We're just going to try to get it out of them. Obviously, that's not my best attribute. But look, when it has to be done, it has to be done. And if I have to try to do that, I will try to do that. I'll take a player on. I'll do something different. But no, we do have creative players, so we are able to do that. And I think we just need to flick the switch to give them confidence to take that half risk, take that risk to take a player on, take two players on to possibly get an opportunity on goal, and rather than if they lose the ball, instead of hammering them, just let them know, look, it doesn't matter, we're really getting the ball back.
You got one for Marco? Or?
Yeah, and Anna, did you want to chuck anything else in? Otherwise, Charlie, Don, you guys on the line?
Yeah, I'll just chuck one more in. Just Ale, obviously the start to the campaign is that you guys would have wanted a loss at home. How confident do you feel that this group can turn things around? Like pick yourselves up against Indonesia and still put yourself in a really good position to qualify correctly?
Yeah, look, as someone mentioned in camp, last round qualifiers, Japan actually lost the first two. So look, I don't think it's a matter of life or death. I think things like this happen in football. Obviously, it's not ideal. I think we got to move on. I think there's no point in dwelling on the situation and thinking, oh look, this, that. No, we just got to move on. It's a game of football. When we play against the big teams, Japan, Saudi Arabia, we go out there to beat them, and then look, it's a head-on-head game, and that's almost worth 6 points. So yeah.
Charlie or Don, did you guys want to jump in?
Yeah, thanks, Rich. Hi, Alice. Charlie and Don from the Socceroos content team. We've seen the video of you with the Palmer fans in Indonesia last night. Clearly, very popular, likeable guy across the globe. How just talk us through that experience? Like what it was like to meet all those fans and kind of see how well liked you are. Both in Italy and Australia, but also other countries like Indonesia.
Yeah, it was great. Obviously, receiving love from maybe a country where you're, as you guys said before, the opposition, people are supposed to be hostile towards us, but it's clearly Parma have a well-known name around the world, especially here in Indonesia, and they've made themselves known to me. They've come to the training session, about 20 or 30 of them with all Parma gear, and look, I appreciate it, and it's a great memory of mine. I'm sure it will stick with me for a very long time.
Lovely, thank you.
Yeah, hi Ali. I'll just talk to you about the preparations in Indonesia. Obviously, the Gold Coast, the boys are coming in stages. How preparations in Indonesia compared to the Gold Coast, and how the boys are doing?
Yeah, here's quite a hot and humid weather. I think we've had 3-4 days to adapt to that, and I think we're ready to go for tomorrow night, and we've had two good training sessions with high quality, and we've sort of we're getting used to everything, and we know what we're doing.
Cheers, I appreciate it.
How have you found that the step up in the Serie B to the Serie A, and what's the main sort of difference there in terms of standards?
Yeah, look, it's a completely different style of football. I think the plays individually are a lot better, as you would know. I think it's a bit less tactical, a bit less sitting back. It's a bit more offensive, a bit more free-flowing game where clubs are willing to take a bit of risk because they know the quality that they have offensively and defensively. So yeah, it's a different type of football, but no, it's great. It's football that I love to play, and it's football which I'd like to be for a long time.
And what about Parma's good game? Like a Parma losing to Napoli there in the last, few minutes. You guys have done, well so far.
Yeah, so far I think we've done quite well. We could do better, obviously. And then against Napoli was a bit guttering to see the final result, and especially the way the game played out with playing in 10 men from the 70th minute and with a player in goal. So yeah, it was a shame, but look, I think that's a lesson to be learned, and we just got to move on.
All right, guys, we might leave it there. Let's got to get to some team meetings. Anna, Marco, did you have any last, or we let go?
Just sort of, I'll quickly. Ale, just briefly. I know the other guys, you weren't there at the Asian Cup. The guys that played Indonesia before, your thoughts on them and how they look, and also just how you're finding life settling in next to Harry and Kai and the rest of the defence. Now you start to get some experience with those guys under your belt.
Yeah, look, Indonesia, we've seen them set up in a 5-4-1, bit of a block. They got some quick plays that try to hit us on the counter attack and be dangerous going forward, catching us maybe not ready. But we'll make sure that doesn't happen tomorrow night. We've got to try find spaces, try drag them out and move them maybe into areas where they're not comfortable to be playing, and finding holes and being creative, as I've said, to use these occasions, use these chances to get a chance on goal. And regarding how I'm feeling into the team next to H and the defensive boys, look, it's great. Everyone's top guys. It feels like home. Feels like I've been here for a few years. Obviously that's not the case, but so far so good, and yeah.